The Beautiful Dancing Princess and the Scribe, Episode 17.
Check this out.
Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a beautiful dancing princess and her husband, a cool and handsome scribe. Their story, filled with whimsy and hilarity, included two loyal companions, Pickle, a singing and dancing boy lobster, and Pumpkin, a singing and dancing girl lobster. One sunny day, on February 14th to be exact, the entire royal court gathered outside to decorate the castle grounds in anticipation of the annual Grand Valentine's Day Ball. Pink, red, and white hearts adorned every corner, and the air was filled with excitement. Little did they know, however, that a mischievous blue boy dragon was about to disrupt their plans. With a mighty swoop, the blue boy dragon descended upon the court, breathing fire and causing everyone to scatter in fear. In a flash, he snatched up all the fair maidens in the court, including the beautiful dancing princess and even Pumpkin, the singing and dancing girl lobster. The men in the court, overcome with panic and depression, drowned their sorrows in beer, except for the cool, handsome, talented, and funny scribe, and Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster. The great scribe, being quick-witted as well as cool, handsome, talented, and funny, devised a plan to rescue the kidnapped fair maidens and save the day. He ordered the royal army and the royal navy to prepare for an assault on the blue boy dragon's lair. The Royal Navy, led by Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, set sail with 10,000 sailors and 100 ships. As the ships sailed towards the mountain where the blue boy dragon's lair was located, they encountered a group of sirens. These enchanting creatures quickly lured 2,000 men overboard to a watery grave with their mesmerizing song. Then, just when they thought the danger was over, a kraken emerged from the depths and destroyed 50 ships, taking another 5,000 sailors with it. The blue boy dragon spotted the approaching navy from his mountain lair and flew over the ocean, breathing fire upon the remaining ships. All the sailors perished except for Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, who swam to the bottom of the sea and continued the mission to rescue Pumpkin, the singing and dancing girl lobster, the beautiful dancing princess, and the other fair maidens. Meanwhile, the royal army, led by the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, and brave scribe, marched 100 miles towards the blue boy dragon's lair. Along the way, they faced a den of giant vipers that claimed the lives of 3,000 men. Then, they also encountered an army of poisonous spiders which killed another 5,000 troops. Despite these losses, the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, and generous scribe and what was left of his army pressed on. But when the blue boy dragon saw the approaching army, he swooped down from his mountain lair and incinerated the remaining 2,000 soldiers with his fiery breath. Now only the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, and generous with extraordinary fashion sense scribe managed to survive and continue the journey. As fate would have it, the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, and generous with extraordinary fashion sense scribe and Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, met on the beach below the mountain lair. To their surprise, they discovered a box labeled, "Be Mine." Curiosity got the better of them, and they opened it, only to have Cupid, the pink love fairy himself, come fluttering out like one would think a pink, true love fairy would. The cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, and generous with extraordinary fashion sense and probably a genius scribe, and Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, explained to Cupid, the pink love fairy, about how the blue boy dragon had kidnapped all the fair maidens, causing the men to wallow in beer and depression. Cupid, the pink love fairy, nodded understandingly, smiled mischievously, and shot his arrow into the air. The arrow traveled across the land, reaching another mountaintop lair where a pink girl dragon sat on her bed, holding a picture of a blue boy dragon and crying while listening to Hard Habit to Break by Chicago. Then, Cupid the pink love fairy, with his magical pink fairy powers, transformed a regular-sized frog into a giant-sized frog. The cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, and generous with extraordinary fashion sense and probably a genius with incredible ninja skills, Scribe, And Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, hopped onto the giant-sized frog and began an incredibly herky-jerky and cramping-inducing ascent up the mountain. Meanwhile, Cupid, the pink love fairy, smoothly flew off to the pink girl dragon's lair with lightning speed. When Cupid, the pink love fairy, got to the pink girl dragon's lair, he told her what the blue boy dragon had done, and then blew pink fairy dust in her face, and she agreed instantly to go. Then, as Cupid, the pink love fairy, and the pink girl dragon arrived at the blue boy dragon's lair, they coincidentally met the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, and generous with extraordinary fashion sense, and probably a genius with incredible ninja and breakdancing skills, Scribe, and Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster. The pink girl dragon entered the lair and confronted the blue boy dragon, demanding to know why he had taken all the fair maidens from the kingdom, leaving the men to drown in their sorrows and depression in beer. The blue boy dragon, with a heavy heart, explained that since he and the pink girl dragon had broken up, he couldn't bear to witness the joyous festivities of the Valentine's Day ball, and if he couldn't have love, then nobody would. Then the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, generous, with extraordinary fashion sense, and probably a genius with incredible ninja and breakdancing skills, and who probably knows lots of super important people, Scribe, scratched his incredibly chiseled chin and asked the blue boy dragon and the pink girl dragon, what was so horrible that caused this tragedy? The pink girl dragon put her hands on her pink-scaled hips and opened her mouth to speak, but couldn't remember what the whole thing was even about. Then the blue boy dragon shrugged his blue spiked shoulders as well. In that moment, Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, whispered something to Cupid, the pink love fairy, who drew his bow and shot both the blue boy dragon and the pink girl dragon in the heart with his arrows of requited love. Instantly, the blue boy dragon and the pink girl dragon decided to get back together, realizing the foolishness of their separation. The blue boy dragon released all the kidnapped fair maidens, and the giant-sized frog grew 10 times larger into a super-sized giant frog, and a third of the people climbed onto the super-sized giant frog for an incredibly herky-jerky and cramp-inducing descent down the mountain, and another third climbed onto the sharp spiked back of the blue boy dragon, and the remaining third onto the also sharp spiked back of the pink girl dragon. With the rescued fair maidens safely but very uncomfortably on board, while most got airsick and vomited all over each other, they all made it home safely, where the grand Valentine's Day ball was about to begin. The impressive sight of the super-sized giant frog, blue boy dragon, and pink girl dragon converging upon the castle grounds, along with Cupid the pink love fairy, caused quite a commotion. The townspeople cheered and applauded as the maidens were all reunited with their loved ones. The cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, generous, with extraordinary fashion sense, and probably a genius with incredible ninja and breakdancing skills, who probably knows lots of super important people, and is besties with Kurt Russell's Scribe, Pickle the singing and dancing boy lobster, and Cupid the pink love fairy, all received a hero's welcome, and the beautiful dancing princess danced upon her tippy-toppy toes and embraced her husband with tears of joy. And Pumpkin, the singing and dancing girl lobster, clasped Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster's claws with her claws, and they sang and danced to Love by Wayne Newton as the grand Valentine's Day ball commenced and the castle was filled with laughter, music, and dancing. The cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, generous, with extraordinary fashion sense, and probably a genius with incredible ninja and breakdancing skills, who probably knows lots of super important people, is besties with Kurt Russell, and knows how to well Scribe. And the beautiful dancing princess twirled around the dance floor, their love stronger than ever. Pickle, the singing and dancing boy lobster, and Pumpkin, the singing and dancing girl lobster, performed the spectacular lobsters in love dance, captivating the audience with their rhythm and grace, while Cupid, the pink love fairy, fluttered around as one might think a pink love fairy would flutter around, shooting all the people of the kingdom with his arrows of requited love. Then, as the night came to a close, the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, generous, with extraordinary fashion sense, and probably a genius with incredible ninja and breakdancing skills, who probably knows lots of super important people and is besties with Kurt Russell, knows how to weld and has been the star of many plays, Scribe, stood before the crowd and raised a toast to love, friendship, and the power of a pink love fairy. The kingdom had overcome adversity and found happiness once again. The blue boy dragon and the pink girl dragon, now reunited, vowed to protect the kingdom and spread love throughout the land. And so, the tale of the beautiful dancing princess, the cool, handsome, talented, funny, charismatic, popular, clever, brave, generous, with extraordinary fashion sense, and probably a genius with incredible ninja and breakdancing skills, who probably knows lots of super important people, is besties with Kurt Russell, knows how to weld, and has been the star of many plays, and has been known to save kittens from trees, Scribe, and their loyal companions Pickle the singing and dancing boy lobster, and Pumpkin the singing and dancing girl lobster, became even bigger and better legends in the kingdom. Their story served as a reminder that love conquers all, even the fiercest of dragons. And they all lived happily ever after. The end.